Hey, plumbing bros. Welcome to Potty Talk Live, where we're taking into the trenches, the crawl spaces, the basements, the kitchens and baths, all around this big world of ours to talk to plumbing pros just like you. Hey there, I'm Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber, coming at you live from Command Central here in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. And we're having a great day and hope you are too. Hey, I got a question for you. All right, you listening up? Got a question for you. What do you listen to on the job? You know, what are you listening to on the job? What about when you're in your truck? You know, what do you have on the radio, or what are you listening to? Any kind of podcast or anything like that? Music? You know, what's going on in between this mush, in between our two ears here? What are you putting in there? It's very important what we put in that mush of ours in between our two ears. You know, I love when I was on the job. Hey, sweetheart, we got the lovely Laura is here with us again today here. You know, on the job and in the truck, I always loved listening to, I'm a classic rock kind of guy. That's my era. So it's, I was AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Aerosmith. I love some Aerosmith. But man cannot live on Aerosmith alone. Like that? Where's that found in? It's in the Bible somewhere, isn't it? Lamentations. I think it's in Lamentations somewhere. Man cannot live on Aerosmith alone, and neither can you. It's important what we put in here. All right. So hey, when you got this time, you're on the job, and you're in the truck. Next time you're in the truck and you're stuck in traffic, instead of whining and moaning, oh, I'm stuck in traffic, life sucks, that kind of thing. Listen to something. Listen to something that kind of builds you up. Something that helps you become something better. Hey, Jim. How you doing, man? Good to see you. And I know Jim's one of those guys. I'm sure he's listening to something other than just classic rock all the time. Nothing wrong with classic rock. Love it. But, are you listening to something that builds you up, that's making you better? Yeah, he only listens to Potty Talk Live. There we go. You got to listen to Potty Talk Live. You listen to all kinds of guys that have all kinds of nuggets of gold. We got a great guest on today. He's a young gun. Hey, but he's a young gun. He's loaded, man. He's going to have some nuggets of gold and a good story. So listen up there. Hey, but I have some nuggets of gold for you. All right, I got something for you. In fact, it's free. Everybody like free stuff? It's free. All right, I want you to have it, but you got to know these things. All right, the 7 must-knows to be $1 million plumber. Hey, if you're looking to do your thing out there, you got to know these 7 things. I hate to, if you don't know these things, you're going to crash and burn. This is a no snowflake zone. So I talk straight. We shoot straight here. All right. We got a Texan on here and he understands about shooting straight. All right. We're going to shoot straight, and I'm shooting straight with you. You got to know these things. If you don't know these things, you're going to crash and burn. So, hey, it's free. Just type free in the comments, Free in the comments. And I'll get you a link, and you can download that e-booklet. All right, it's free. 7 must-knows. You got to know these things. So there you have it. Hey, we got a great guest on. I can't wait to bring this cat on here. We got Mr. Zack Talley. He's a jetter and drain cleaner for Southwaste out of the Big D, and I do mean Dallas, the Republic of Texas. All right, down there in Texas. Hey, we got Zack. Zack, you in the house here? Working on it. He's coming. Here he comes. There he is. Hey, brother.
I'm here.
Hey, there you go. How you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's good to see you. So tell me, are you ready to rock Potty Talk Live?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are. All right. Hey, before we get into the plumbing side of things, tell us a little bit about yourself. Even as we were talking in the green room, you weren't always a Texan. In fact, you're up from my neck of the woods.
Yeah, I'm from northern Indiana. I'm not a Texan, but I got here as fast as I could. I lived up there since about 2008, 2007. The economy tanked, and we just kind of moved. My dad had just gotten out of prison, and, we were looking for something different, so we moved to Texas. And when he got out of prison, he had 2 Walmart bags full of clothes. And last year, he cleared $1.5 million in this plumbing business. So how times have changed in 8 years.
Hey, there we go. There's a champion. He got knocked down, but he got up and took it to him.
He knocked held down too.
There we go, man. All right. Well, so Zach, tell us, how'd you get into plumbing then?
My dad, I was 15 years old, and I was always messing up in school, getting into fights, suspended, just being
hey, gang, come.
And my dad looked at me and he's like, you know what? You're not going to be a piece of crap. You're just not. You're suspended from school for the next 3 days, so you're going to work with me for the next 3 days, and you're going to learn what it's like to work for a living. And I was like, I'm not scared of it. Just this 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid that just didn't have any idea what he was getting himself into. And but next day we went out and dug a tunnel under a house, and he didn't go get any laborers. He just me.
Yeah, you were the laborers, plural.
I was the laborer. So I learned my lesson after that. I was like, I'm going to stop screwing up in school. I don't like this stuff. But
that's right.
When after high school, he told me that he wasn't going to sign for me to get an apprentice card and to pursue a career. Well, I took matters into my own hands and went and found a company that would give me an apprentice card and would give me an opportunity, and I took it on my own and ran with it. And, I haven't asked help ever since.
There we go, man. Making your way. You just chose to get in the ring yourself and go after it. All right, man. But so what's your expertise? What are you into? What's your plumbing thing?
My go-to thing is drain cleaning and tankless. I love doing tankless water heaters. Just the challenge, it's like a big puzzle, and you got to put all these pieces together, and it'll create either a piece of crap or an art form.
That's the truth.
It's the truth. I mean, you're either going to have a turd or a shiny turd. So,
there you go. So what's so that's your thing is tankless. So tell us. I mean, you've been working on them and you're into them. What's something about tankless water heaters that we should know as plumbing technicians that maybe we don't know? We don't work on them all the time, or just.
You skip the male customer at this point. You skip him out of you just push him out of the equation. Okay, you look the wife directly in the face. You say, "Ma'am, do you like the idea of having endless amount of hot water?" And you'll see her face go, "Endless?" And then you say, "Yes, ma'am, endless. You could have this thing running for hours. I don't recommend it, but you can." And then she's like, "Oh, I like that idea." Then she's like, "Well, honey, we can really kind of afford it because women like to take their long hot showers." So if you get them on that selling point, which is you can have endless hot water, you can almost sell the job right there.
All right. Hey, there you go. Hey, Danny, welcome to the show here. What brand of tankless, Danny's asking, do you prefer?
My brand? I was a ring guy. I love installing rings. They're just easier to install, but
you got decent support too.
They don't have the correct gas piping to them.
Yeah,
they're not going to run efficiently. So I learned as a tech to be more efficient in time. Well, efficient as far as time to go install a Norris, a 240A.
Yeah, 240.
You could stab it in and out with a 1/2-inch gas line, and you're out of there in 4 or 5 hours instead of 2 days. Running gas lines, repiping things, running regulators. You could be in and out in 5 hours compared to 2 days worth of work.
240 to 240 was my thing too. Yep, and that's some good stuff. Hey, I hope you guys are listening there. I know even you master guys out there. I hear all the time from guys not being able to sell. Too expensive. Hey, Zach, Mr. Apprentice Zach, just threw you guys a nugget of gold there. Lovely Laura's over here. She kind of lost it because it's so true. You talk to the wife, the woman of the home, the house manager. That's what we always called, the house manager.
That's the heart and soul of the home.
That's right. they'll be all about it, because, think about even on church on Sundays, everyone getting ready and all that. And by the time she gets in the shower, there's no hot water,
Exactly.
And if mama ain't, I'm just reminded by the lovely Lord over here, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Ain't that the truth? All right. So Zach, when you got into plumbing, what is something that surprised you? Something you didn't expect when you got into the trade?
Oh, to be honest with you, I worked for a big company in San Antonio when I first got my feet wet. I was honestly surprised at how much people are not interested in not like taking advantage of the camera system. I'm ADHD and I want to see what's down there. You know what I mean? I don't want to like have to break a customer's arm to be like, look, this is why you need the camera. You should already be interested in like, what? There could be stuff down there. Like, that's what took me by surprise is how people are willing to spend $400 or $500 at the mall, but they're not willing to spend $400 or $500 on their home. And it just took me by surprise. Like, what?
Yeah, there we go.
Expensive.
Hey, Zach, we just had Jimmy give you a shout out. So the Big Daddy Zach's in the house. He's here. All right. Jimmy gave you a shout out. There we go. Thank you, Jimmy. All right. All right. And then Danny says he's on the way to a camping job right now. Laugh out loud. So, all right. All right. Get her done. Sell it, man. Sell it. Yeah, the camera is a great piece of equipment, isn't it? I mean, it just helps you, just any customer. Doesn't it help, let the customer know what's down there and, help you sell the job? And
it gives you eyes. It gives you an extra set of eyes. And that's what I love about it. And I hate how people are not willing to look into their home or, evaluate things more in depth because, I don't have the money. Well, do you not realize how important plumbing is, like, in your home? Like, if you don't have plumbing, you don't have a home. You just got a structure with lights.
So on that, we all face that. I mean, that's the common thing, and it has been for 30 years. I don't think it's ever going to go away. It's always, I don't have the money. There's two facts in plumbing, or three. I don't have the money. Good guys are hard to find, and crap rolls downhill. Those three facts are never going to go away. What's that? Don't chew your fingernail. Yeah, there are sub laws too. That's right.
Yeah. They're in there.
Okay. So what do you do, when you run across that, how do you handle that? When you come across that, I don't have the money question or feeling that pushback?
Well, it's never the case of I don't have the money. It's always something else. Let me talk to my wife or let me talk to my husband.
That's code for I don't have the money or I don't trust you.
Major purchase. So what you do is I like to give customers different options from like a first base hit, second base, third base, home run, grand slam. Okay. The more options they have as a customer, the more comfortable they feel with you. So if you give a customer a spot repair, for $2,500, you can give them the option to do that spot repair alone for $2,500, or you can give them the other option of doing the whole line for $7,000, or you could do the other option of repiping, tunneling under the house, repiping everything in the house, all the way out to the city tap. You can give them that option, and they'll fall somewhere in between in the middle because they'll see like 30,000, 10,000, 70. They'll look at it in the middle and they're like, well, this is what we can afford. This is what we can't afford and why we can't. Well, then I hit them with, well, we have credit options, ma'am. I love that. And the credit option has come to save a lot of nightmares and headaches for guys that couldn't sell because, you can put it on credit and pay it off over 8 years. They're like, 8 years? Then they hear the interest rate and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we can swing that. And then you're more apt to close the job that way than just walking out and taking no for an answer.
Oh man. Hey, I hope you guys again, we got Mr. Zack Talley here. He's an apprentice plumber out of Dallas, Texas here. But that's nothing, and he's laying down nuggets of gold here. I mean, there's three nuggets that, Zack, you just laid out there. It's the power of the options, of giving options. People like options. Think about it yourself. Do you love when you only have one choice? People like choices. So give them the options.
The ice cream parlor and just get chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. You want the cookies and cream or the Butterfingers and Oreo. You want all of it.
Right. You want the whole thing.
Want just three options.
You're so right. So, give your customers the options. This isn't the guys that are broke fixed. The broke fix days are over if you want to survive in the plumbing industry. Also, the power, what I call the power of no. Give the customer the opportunity to say no. They want to say no. No one woke up in the morning and wants to call a plumber. So give them the opportunity to say no to something. And then what you explained, Zack, realtors have been doing this for years. You go look for a home, and what is the real, you give them your budget. What a realtor does is goes show you the bigger houses than what your budget is or are, or whatever. So now your expectations are higher. They're up here.
Right.
And so now it's easier to get you to pick one of the, the middle area, that kind of a thing. So, man, great information there, Zack. So let me let's get a little real here, okay? We're amongst brothers, all right?
Absolutely.
Be a little real, be a little transparent here. What is something that you struggle with in plumbing?
Whew. To be honest with you, it's my weakest area right now is probably, it's not talking to customers. It's oh, wait a minute.
Oh, looks like he might have a call come in or something like that. Zack will be right back. Why don't we go right to, let's do that. We'll take this opportunity to, we'll have Zack will be back in, but we'll take our little commercial break here and today here. Hey, you guys, you know that even Michael Jordan has a coach. Yes, Michael Jordan's used coaches. Anyone who's done anything has used coaches. Even Donald Trump, to become President Trump, used coaches, all right? Coaches are just part of what it takes to move your game on. And right now, that's what I do here. So I have a couple spots left here. In fact, I want to offer up a couple free 15-minute consultations to see if we're a good fit, and they're free, and to fill these couple spots here. Look, it's my agenda. Hey, I just want to help you achieve your goals here. And, let me give you just a word of warning here. There's no magic bullet. There's no magic bullet. If you're looking for a magic bullet, I just keep running down the pike there. But our goal is to make you a good gunfighter. So I got a couple openings here I'm looking to fill, and the opportunity's there. So if you want to sign up for your free 15-minute consultation, simply type CHAMP in the comments. That's CHAMP, not chump. Not looking for chumps. We're looking for champs. Type CHAMP in the comments, and we'll get the link out to you where you can sign up for a free 15-minute conversation. And that's what we'll have. We'll have a conversation and see if the fit's right for both of us. All right. And we'll go from there. All right. Hey, it looks like Zack's back in the house. Zack, you left us, man.
Yeah, this phone, it's being a piece of crap.
On phone. It's always technology, man. All right. Hey, one thing I want to ask, I want to finish that thought. What do you struggle with?
It's probably, it's going to have to be closing the deal. I can explain anything to anybody. The way I look at things is if I've got a nephew, he's in 7th grade, and I have sparked an interest in him getting a plumbing career going as young as he is. If I can explain plumbing to a 7th grader, I can explain plumbing to anybody. Mm-hmm. But it's getting that customer to kind of trust me enough to be like, hey, this is what you need. This is why you need it. And this is what XYZ will help you in the long run. Explaining that to a customer when the customer's already made up their mind is just near impossible. It's a lot. It makes it a lot harder.
Hey, here's the thing. We all struggle with that, Zach. And hey, you mind if I, come in here and just give you a little bit of advice? Give me a young gun brother here some advice. And hey, I talk to guys, literally all over the world, and it doesn't matter. That's always the thing, is closing the deal. And I heard it best explained to me, and what has worked is, we're all customers, right? And
Right.
so when we look at what we're getting, we've heard another sayings like, sell the sizzle, not the steak. Okay.
Right.
Well, one thing that really related to me was the idea of, when you travel somewhere, when people are traveling somewhere, they're looking forward to the fun they're going to have and in the life they're going to have there and what they're going to do there and what it means and how they'll feel there, not the plane. They don't want to hear about the plane. So
Right.
the airplane. So as plumbers, what we get into trying to explain, which we need to tell them why things work. That's the education. But really what does the closing is that what it gets the customer, how the customer is going to feel, how they're going to get their life back, not the work itself. So what I always focused on my mind every time I went into a job and what seems to work is think 90%, destination, 10% airplane. Okay. So as we're talking to the customer, speak 90% on the destination, how they're going to have endless hot water, not on the technical side of how the water heater works. So that always helps me. So that's my nugget of gold.
Absolutely, and I greatly appreciate that, because I'll get there and I'll in-depthly tell them how it works, why it works, what it works for, the reason for it being there, and then it's just like, okay, we'll keep it in mind. And it's like
they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care why it works. Now, there's different personalities that do somewhat more, but they don't care. And keep this in mind too. They called you. Again, no one wakes up in the morning. No one wakes up in the morning and just says, "I want to call a plumber so I can talk to a plumber." All right? They want something. They want their life back. They want hot water. They want to be able to take the kids, to that event. They just want past this time. Okay, so
right.
So they want something. All right. So it's a good position to be in. All right, there you go. Hey, time for the lightning round. You ready for the lightning round? I didn't give you much of a breather here. I already did my little commercial break. Okay, so I'm going to throw you right into it. All right.
I'm ready.
Hey, I'm going to bring it. So what's holding you back from starting your own plumbing business?
Time. It's just a matter of time. In the state of Texas, their test date for a journeyman license is 6 months in advance. You got to schedule your test 6 months in advance. Then 6 months later, you go down and take your test. So it's just a matter of time.
All right. Have you scheduled it? You getting scheduled?
No, I have.
Hey, someone who knows Zach personally, smack him upside the head and tell him schedule his appointment.
I have, and I'm just nervous about it because it's coming up. It's in July, and it's just the more closer we get to it, the more anxious I grow. So
it's real, and that's cool.
It's one of those things.
But other guys have done it, and so can you. I
went to continuing education on Friday, and it was just like a big, You would have thought they sat me in the middle of a chair in the middle of the room, and everybody was just making fun of me. Not making fun of me, but just throwing comments like, "Why are you still an apprentice? Why are you still an apprentice? Why don't you go get that license?" And I'm like, man, just hop off, okay? But I understand why. I mean, there's a greater picture here, but I just don't want to hop off.
Don't want to ride you, but as your bigger brother here, man. It's just I see so many guys that have such a bright future, and they just get to that point. They put in their time, and they just don't take that next because they're a little scared. And it's okay to be a little afraid of it, And quite frankly, it took me what? I hate to admit it, but for my master's test, it took me like 3 times. Yep, So, but I did it. You just do it.
Right, you got it.
And I sit here today, and I'm got plenty of money. Have been successful. They don't remember that I've. It took me 3 times,
Right.
So, all right, man.
What my old boss told me. He's like, it doesn't matter if you score a 96 or 106. As long as you get a 70 on the test, you're
Yep.
good. They don't ask you what your test score was. They just want to see your license.
There we go. And you just got to know where to look. If you come up with something that you're unaware of, you just got to know who to ask and know where to look, What? All right. Hey, we just said, the producer said, as soon as you get your license, you pass your test or whatever, we'll have you back on Potty Talk Live to celebrate. All right?
Good deal. Good
okay,
deal.
Man, we'll celebrate that, because that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
It is.
Agree.
I'm only 22.
Oh, see, man, you got your whole life ahead of you, bro. No, please get going sooner than I did, and you'll be farther down the road than I. Man, you'll be retired. You'll be doing whatever the heck you want to be doing, and
the multi-million-dollar plumber.
There we go. That's right. Well, we'll look for that. All right. Okay. Hey, next question here. Are you a flat rate guy or a time and material guy?
Flat rate.
And why?
Well, the company I work for is flat rate, but I prefer time and material because you tend to make more on the job than you can with just flat rate. You can kind of mark up your material accordingly. You can, but my rule with flat rate is I I get a total price for all the material and times it by 100.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, and I just move a decimal over and I charge them that for material.
There we go.
If it's $300 of material, they're getting charged $900 of material. It's just the way it is.
Yep. There we go. There's lost time. You got to account for all those kinds of things. There's lost materials.
You got to account for somebody that had to go get that. You had to pay somebody to go get that part. And having it on the truck doesn't mean it's just gonna, you're not gonna use it. It just means you have your money already paid for it, so you want to reap a reward for what you invested.
Mm-hmm.
You invested your money in that part.
There we go. You're worth it. You're worth it, right?
Exactly.
There we go, brother. All right. Hey, share us a personal habit that sets up your day for success.
This is going to sound kind of odd, but after I leave every job, I have a route sheet that I write down all my jobs and where I was for the day, how long I was there. Most guys, they get home at the end of the day and they're like, shit, where did I go today? And then they're thinking, well, not me. I fill it out as I go. I will pull up to a job. I'll fill out the invoice, like the customer's name, address, phone number, contact, the nature of the problem that you received on the call, on your call sheet, and then I'll leave the description blank. And then when I get done, in order to speed up that process, I'll just write my description, the work I performed, and get a signature, and then leave. Instead of spending, an extra 20, 25 minutes filling out the customer information, because you're already sweating, you're already burning up. So you don't want to take the extra time to. You just want to get it done quicker, and that's what I've used to get me done quicker, was filling out before and after.
There we go, man. It makes sense. There's power in writing things down. Hey, we got Jolene says, I believe it's she. I help you study, Zach.
Yeah. We can we can help. We can arrange that. There's Skype and things.
All right, there we go, man. All right, hey, before we let you go, want you to leave us with with another nugget here. What's the best advice that you've ever received?
Courage is being scared to death, but still saddling up anyways.
There we go. Yep.
That was a John Wayne quote. You could be scared to death to start something on your own, like your own business. But if you nut up and just get it and pull yourself out of your bootstraps, I promise you'll have a customer base rolling in within a month or two. You might eat peanut butter and jelly and ramen noodles for a month, But then it goes from that to steak and shrimp and lobster tails and crab
Yes, it
legs.
does, brother. Yes, it does. You know?
And I'd like to share a story with you before I go.
Share it, brother.
I was about 16 or 17 years old. I was helping my dad locate a slab leak. Well, my dad's got his geophones on. He's listening to the slab. He's already got the wood up from the wood flooring. And this customer, she's really concerned because she's just one of those rich housewives that just was like, oh, my God, why are you jackhammering my floor? Right. Anyways, she comes over and she starts asking me questions. And I'm answering it. She's like, well, what is he doing now? I was like, well, he's listening for the leak with those geophones that he puts to the concrete, and he can hear the water running. Oh, wow. And I said, yeah, that's why we had you not run water during the test. Oh, wow. My dad looks over at me. He takes one of those earphones off. He looks back. He goes, hey, Zach. I said, yes, sir. You know, I'm ready to help him, ready to go get whatever he needs. He says, do me a favor. I said, yes, sir. He said, take a dose of shut the fuck up. Right in front of the customer. It made this lady cry. It made her cry. She turned around, walked away into her bedroom, and came back out with tears in her eyes, crying. My dad was like, ma'am, are you okay? And he goes, she says, yeah, I've just never heard one human being talk to another human being the way you talk to your stuff. That was probably the goldest moment of my whole formative career. But
you survived, right? You survived.
I survived. I'm still here, and I'm still in one piece.
There we go.
And I thank God for that every day, because I've been pretty stupid throughout this career. Well, I was the guy like, that hole's 10 foot deep. Send me down there. You know what I mean? You know.
Well, sometimes we do need just to shut the up, and that's how we learn. You know. But all right, Zach. Hey, man, it was great. Great nuggets of gold, brother. It was fun having you on, and we mean it here. We're going to stay in touch, and you passed that test. We're going to have you back on again. All right, brother?
Absolutely. I appreciate it, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Look forward to talking with you again. Take care. All right. Thank you, man. There we go, Mr. Zack Talley. We have apprentice plumber for Southwaste out of Dallas, Texas. Man, wasn't that fun? Man, good young gun there. See, that makes me feel good. You know, we got some good guys coming up here, all right? And we had good comments. Hey, thanks for the support there. We could see things, he'll be able to read those, and, you guys gave him some direction and some support there. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you want to be on Potty Talk Live, hey, I'd love to have you on Potty Talk Live. Everyone has a story to tell. Everyone does, including you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hey, only stipulation is you got to be a plumber. All right. This is for plumbers. The world wants to hear from plumbers. All right. So you got to be a plumber. That's right, plumbers. And so just go to www.pottytalklive.com. That's www.pottytalklive.com, and you'll see a button there. I think it says something like "Be My Guest." Just click on that, answer a couple questions. It's no quiz or test or anything like that. Just a couple questions, and you send that off, and the producers will get with you, and we'll get you set up. All right. We'd love to have you on Potty Talk Live. It's a good time here. And again, everyone has a story, and I know that you do too. Okay. Also here, if you'd like to see other episodes of Potty Talk Live, check us out on YouTube, all right? YouTube, the $1 Million Plumber. So it's YouTube/$1 Million Plumber. And you can find other episodes of Potty Talk Live. We got lots of, go mining, got lots of nuggets of gold there. Guys everywhere from, guys just starting out to guys like Zach to, we got master plumbers. I mean, we've talked to some guys all over the world that, been. Hey, well, yeah, we're talking to, you got a guy on UK coming on next week here. So it's just fun. There's all kinds of guys. You get all kinds of information there. So when you're there, hey, do me a favor and subscribe, all right? It helps us get the word out. Please subscribe, because we're trying to lift up our industry, all right? Help me do that. Also, like to ask for your help in a couple other ways as well. If you'll go over and like my Facebook page, all right, the $1 Million Plumber, the fan page there. And, hey, just give it a like. It just helps us get the information out, and we can get more out to young guns like Mr. Talley. All right, so there you have it here. I think we're getting close to wrapping things up here. And so is that about it?
That's it.
That it? Oh, that is it. There we go. There's the signal. There's the flush. about time to flush this episode of Potty Talk Live. But before you go, I want to remind you that you were purposefully and wonderfully created. And you were created to do great things. That's right. I'm talking to you, man. You were created to do great things. So when you're out there doing your thing, as always, plumb like a champion.